Alright, I'm checking for exhaust leaks on the Tacoma. I do have a Y pipe, so I put a rubber glove on this side. Then I hooked up my vacuum cleaner. And I got it on blower mode. It's just stuck up in there. Then I'm just checking. Right here seems to be where it's leaking at. Right there. I can put some soapy water up in there, and you'll see it start to spit the water out right there. Luckily, it's just right here in this bottom piece. All right, for the exhaust leak on the Tacoma, I went with JB Weld's Extreme Heat. This is kind of like exhaust putty or metallic paste. And it says it can handle 1,000 degrees, exhaust manifold, tailpipes, mufflers. And the instructions are here. Says when you open this up, you got to stir it pretty good because it needs to be mixed in this little bitty bottle. And it's a gray. I'll open it up. It's pretty messy. I would definitely recommend wearing rubber gloves. But that's what it looks like there. And it kind of looks like it's already hardening on me. Maybe just the very top of the surface. But it also says let it cure for 24 hours. And I've had it on that spot on the exhaust, on that flange for more than 24 hours. So I'm going to do a startup on the Tacoma. I haven't started it in a few days, so it's definitely going to be a cold start. And so you won't be able to really hear if it has a leak. So when the motor warms up and the fan turns off, I'll go over there to the exhaust flange and see if it's stopped, leaking. Sweet. It's soft. I was really worried that it had hardened up, but just this bottle, this plastic's real thick, so. But no, it's still soft, so sweet. All right. I started the truck. Waited for the truck to idle down below 1,000 RPM. That way, then I could actually hear. Truck sounds better. I'm surprised by how well the stuff actually, sealed it up right there. But the thing is that I didn't get far enough behind it, so it's coming out closer to the manifold. It's still on the flange, but it's further in. So I'll put some more sealant on that back side and then see where it dishes it out. There may be no gasket in there, or, you know, flange seal. So if I can't get the leak to go, then I guess I'll get a new seal for it. But yeah, this stuff does pretty good. So I got the backfire, and this is awesome. I got these climate control knobs off of Amazon. I think I paid $8 for these. And these things are so nice compared to the factory ones that come in here. And it's cool because it's got a clear ring around it. So at night, it glows up and it just looks, you know, real nice and fancy. And it's got a little, you know, aluminum finish around it. So 10 out of 10 for these. The only thing is that they don't really fit snug on the plastic piece that comes out. And the metal clip that holds the factory ones on, I can't get it to fit in these knobs. So I just put some, I think it's 606 glue on here. And luckily, or hopefully when I take these back off to get this whole panel off, I don't break the climate control actual, you know, pieces. But if I do, I'll try my best to find another one at a junkyard. So, but yeah, 10 out of 10 for these knobs. These things are really sweet. All right, did some more stuff to the Taco. I put the JVC stereo that I had in 3rd Gen 4Runner in the Tacoma, because the factory radio now with these DS18s, they just, the clarity of it was not there. So I went ahead and I ordered a new radio for the 3rd Gen. I have an amp for my door speakers and then an amp for my subs. So I needed 3 RCA inputs. So I bought a radio that has 3 RCA inputs. This one here, this JVC, it only has 2 inputs. So I figured, since this is an extended cab, I might just run the doors and then the speakers in the back, I might just run them to 1 RCA. And then in the future, if I do put a sub or something in here, I'll run an RCA to that. But yeah, I've got 2 amps in the 4Runner. Luckily I had another amp, and it's a I think it's a Sundown 4-channel. It's like a 100 watt to 4. And in these trucks, the perfect spot is underneath the driver's seat. I mean, you could make a amp rack and make it fancy, but with these extended cabs and having manual seats, the amps just fit perfectly underneath of these seats. So there's the front of it. So you got your power and ground remote, and then your speaker wires. This is the Sundown. I've been trying to sell this amp, but nobody's bought it, so I figured I might as well just throw it in here. And I think I might keep it, because it is a really good amp. But yeah, she fits really good. underneath of there. And then I have this Cat 9 or whatever you call it wire. So it's got 9 wires inside, 8 wires for front and rear door speakers, and then 1 wire for your remote wire. So you run the remote wire from the CD player to your amp, and that will send the signal to turn on the amp instead of having to wire into like a fuse or whatever. You just plug it up, and it's really cool the way it does it. I have a lot of wire here just because I don't know if I'm gonna put the amp somewhere else in the future, so that's why I set them there. Alright, lost my screw in the engine bay. It's sitting right on top of that rack companion right there. See if I can zoom in there. Come on. Right there. So now I'm going to take this Batco telescopic magnet, and the cool thing about this is that it has a sleeve on it, so it just won't catch everything as you go down. So now we'll pull it out. See if we can get the screw. Go out a little bit more. Got it. Sweet. Alright, I'll show you guys a video of how the truck looks without it flexing a little bit, but what I did was, this truck has longer shackles for the leaf springs in the rear, and they're greasable fitting, so I want to say they're from Wheelers Off-Road or either Trail Gear, or they could be Daystar. I don't really know. I need to ask the previous owner. So that gives about 1 inch to 2 inches of lift, but when I did the front lift, I didn't really like the way it sat, so I put 2-inch blocks in the rear because I have a lot of parts off of old vehicles or older vehicles that I've owned, which I've only owned 4Runners and Tacomas and stuff, so I got a lot of leftover parts from lifts and everything else. So I put 2-inch blocks, and I just wanted to flex a little bit and see how my rear brake line looked, and then just see if anything was stressed out in the rear. And it looks to be like I'm pretty good. I do have the Bilstein shocks, so this one on this side looks good. The one that's been flexed down looks good. It's not bottoming out, so that's pretty good. And this is what the rear looks like. I had to take the e-brake line out because it was above the leaf pack, and I had to put it below. So you have to bend this tab and then bend that tab. That way then it doesn't smack the leaf spring. But like I said, you can see in this video the way this leaf pack is just bending real bad. So, and this leaf pack is probably 20 years old, and I definitely need to get those replaced, because I think that is what makes the taco lean and stuff. But this right here is my rear brake line, and that looks okay. But if I go flexing a little bit harder than that, it's gonna stress out a little bit. So, but this is what she looks like with a little bit of flex. got any Jeeps out there that think that they can flex at this very top, hit me up. So, I mean, I'm not super flexed out. There's still some gap in there. So, but I'm gonna put her back leveled and let you guys see what it looks like now. So I have about 3 inches in the front and then probably 3 or 4 inches in the rear. And I'm not a fan of squat at all. I rather rake than squat. So I don't know if you guys remember how it sat before, but it's basically at stock level. Because if you put a load, like if you hook up to a trailer or fill the payload up, the leaf springs are going to sag. So when you do that, the truck sits level. It doesn't, the rear end doesn't squat all the way down and wear out U-joints and stuff like that when you haul something. But I really like it, like how it is. I'm tempted to do a drop bracket lift, or I mean, I could do long travel, but it's not really necessary for me to do long travel. But yeah, this is how it sits with, I got the ARB front coils, the 881s with Bilstein 5100s at the lowest level, and that gives me about 3 inches of lift because I have no weight in the front, it's all stop. And then the rear has longer leaf spring shackles and then a 2-inch block. Because I think before, top of the fender was about like right there. So I mean, it definitely gave me a true 2 inches of lift, and I like it a whole lot better because I like to be able to see all inside of here. And I've been working on cleaning it up, but as you can see, the axle, you know, has not been cleaned. It looks like that breather is leaking some diff fluid. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe on that locker too. I'll check it out sometime. I'll just do a walk around real quick for you. And I am on grass, so it's not perfectly leveled out here. But she looks like a good old Toyota truck now. Got the Agri Supply toolbox. This one fits because it's got the angle to it, and unlike the Ford Ranger, the back glasses go all the way down to the bed. The Tacomas, they stop right here, so it looks better to me when you have the non-profile or the non-low profile. So I picked up a little touch-up paint bottle off of eBay. You can pick up these little things for about 13 bucks. My code is 4P7. And they come with a little bitty brush in it. And I do a whole lot of touch-up. I mean, it's not perfect, but compared to what it looked like before, I dig it. I think it looks pretty good. Like all of this here had rubbed off and started rusting up like this. This section here has only got like one coat on it, so it doesn't look so good. I don't need it to look, you know, show ready. I just need it to where when you look at the truck, it doesn't just, whoa, you know, that's paint chip, that's rust. And this paint is just a tad bit golder. I mainly just do like a whole lot of edges, like right here. The bed cover or whatever, it scratches the bed and makes it rust out. Haven't came up with a solution for that. The solution would just take it out and Line-X it, but I gotta find a shop to do that first, or I could do it myself, and I think it's called Raptor Line, and that would be pretty good. But yeah, this stuff comes in handy. I keep it in my truck all the time. Like this section right here had rubbed out real bad from people getting in and out, and I just touched it up with a little paint, and now it's not noticeable unless if you really look at it. And you can actually see it when you shut the door too. But now it just blends in. So I like that a whole